What up, fam? This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Talking Eagles. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and the Phillies are hot as a pistol, as Wilson says. Let's go.
Yes, they are.
Oh, my God!
I'm embarrassed!
He's flying!
Welcome in. It's almost time.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc, make them yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, locations in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them right on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Sweep, still retired, but we got Wills,
Out of retirement.
Yes. Greg, I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. We got a lot to talk about. Crumb of the week at the end of the show. Phillies homestand continues. Now the Angels come to town. A sweep of the Cardinals. They are 47-23 in their last 73 games, if that number is right, which I think it is. 47-23, second best team in baseball.
Games, I believe.
Well, well, whatever.
That is no, you're good. You just added wrong. You're good. You
What,
said
did I add
73
wrong?
games. It's 70 games. You actually
sure
added 3 games. 47-23, 70 games. Yeah.
It is 70 games, you're right.
Okay.
See, quick math.
Gotcha.
Quick
That's
math.
math. That's math.
Wrong again. Won't
be the last time.
No, they're 47. They're 47-26.
Oh,
In the
26.
last-
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 40.
Okay. No, you're good. You're good. Now you're good.
Okay. 47-26 in their last 73 games. The second best record in baseball. Only behind the Atlanta Braves. I love the stat checkers. We got stat checkers right on cue. Right as we're going. We got them. Most people, it needs a minute. Then the fact checkers come in, but we're here with fact checkers immediately. Phillies hot. Sweep out the Cardinals. Angels come to town. Looking to take care of business to them. We'll talk about that series in the Phillies later on the show. Circle around the NFL. Key players to watch for our Philadelphia Eagles going into the 2023 season, and our main topic at hand, Eagles season prediction, ties right into our poll question, brought to you by our good friends over at Baggio's Bread, located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, the home of the best stuffed breads, tomato pies, sandwiches, cutlets, meatballs, you name it. Mention A2D Radio, you get 10% off. And our poll question for tonight's show. The Philadelphia Eagles will repeat as NFC champions and reach the Super Bowl. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, that's where we're live. And everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Most importantly, join the conversation. Let us know. Eagles repeating as NFC champions and reaching the Super Bowl again. Agree or disagree? I know there's going to be a lot of agrees out there, right? I think on this show, there'll probably be some disagrees, but listen, I'm gonna be
probably gonna be one for sure.
Well, we know one. I know of one walking into it. I know of one guy who's absolutely disagreeing with it. But listen, I agree. I mean, why not? Well, I mean, why not though? I mean, why not? It's a weak NFC. Let's keep that in perspective. Let's be honest about that. Okay, not saying there's not good teams, all right? But we are the cream of the crop in the NFC. If we're not. I think there's a problem. I think there's a problem
100%.
if we're not. So outside of injuries, which you can't predict, outside of those types of things, no, they should repeat as NFC champs and go back to the Super Bowl. I mean, come on. Anything else is what? Underachieving. This isn't a team that lost all these players. I mean, come on. We lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson. We lost Javon Hargrave. Okay, I'm not telling you we replace C.J., but, you're probably talking about Edmonds and Reed back there. Okay, and you lost, Omar Epps too. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, and you lose T.J. Edwards, you replace it with N'Kobe.
Omar Epps.
You lose Javon Hargrave, you replace him with Jalen Carter. So everything has like a replacement behind it. Now, are those guys going to be as good? Time will tell. But the core pieces of this football team, okay, are back. And listen, I know there's a different defense coordinator, and that can come with some growing pains early, but anything's better than what we had. Okay, I don't even give a crap if there's some growing pains. I'd rather have some growing pains than missionary. Okay, the other side of the football is Brian Johnson. Hey, he's been here. So, I mean, how much of a difference is it? Little things, maybe. okay? But the core of this offense is back. And the National Football League is dedicated around the offense. They are. It's an offensive league. It's points. It's all about it. All right, high-scoring games is what the National Football League wants, okay? I'm agreeing. We're the best offense in the National Football League, and I think we're right in the NFC. Sorry. We're the best offense in the NFC, okay? And we're probably going to have a top 5 to 10 defense in football when it's all said and done. We probably will. Well, that doesn't get you back to – that doesn't win you an NFC title game again? Better. It better, or there's a lot of failures here if they're healthy. Then we got problems. Houston, hello. Nick, you good? Everybody good down there at the NovaCare? Did Jalen take a step back? That's the only way. If you're not healthy, you don't go back with a chance to win it. But I think they do win it. That's where I'm going to agree to the poll. And it's not easy to do. Super Bowl hangover is a real thing. I get it. But we go as this quarterback goes, it seems like, and he's on to the next one real quick. And if that matters at all to people, it should. And it matters to me. So I'm going, they go back, they win it, and I'll see you guys in Vegas.
I mean, it's hard to argue with you, I would say. Like,
felt right.
I would love to argue with you. It's like one of my favorite things to do. But like, listen, like you said it right in the beginning there. The NFC, to me, I understand it's just on paper, but I mean, you look at it like the AFC is a juggernaut. I mean, the AFC is loaded. Like if we were in the AFC, I'd say, wow, chances us to get back to the Super Bowl, man. I don't know. There's so many good teams. The NFC, like legitimately, who can go to the Super Bowl in the NFC? I think there's like 4 teams. Like really, you can't convince me that some of these teams can go to the Super Bowl. And I'll throw Dallas in there.
I was about to say 2 might be our division.
Yeah, Dallas is in there, but I'm the Giants aren't in there. I don't care what anyone says. And like I would say, I guess you could throw Minnesota in there, and maybe people like the Lions, but like I don't know, like who really? The NFC's weak. Is Cinderella Brock Purdy going to do it again? No, it's weak
you know
sauce.
What I mean?
It's weak sauce. Like San Fran will be good. Like I think again, like you said. Barring injury is the biggest thing, obviously. And to us, I would say, like, listen, we're pretty loaded. Like, I think we can withstand a few injuries. Obviously, last year we were extremely healthy. I don't think we're going to be that healthy again, knock on wood. I mean, hopefully we are, but we were extremely healthy last year. I still think we have enough depth that we can withstand a few injuries. Obviously, if your quarterback gets hurt for a long period of time, doesn't matter what team you are, you're in big trouble. Hopefully that does not happen. I would love to see us have less designed runs this year. I know Jalen's going to run. He's going to run around. He's going to make plays. But we had a lot of designed runs. I'd like to cut that number down some just because we got to keep him healthy. He's got to stay healthy. He can't get hurt. I don't trust Marcus Mariota at all. If he has to play a game or two, okay. Besides that, I don't want him playing. So that's the only thing that derails us, in my opinion. Like you said, I don't think he's going to take a big step back, Tom. I don't see it. You know what I mean? Like I know that's like you said, that's probably the only other way, like barring injury, is if Jalen takes a big step back. I don't see that happening. And I think I really like our running back core, honestly. People are down our running back core. I like it. I think we got 3 capable guys.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And the 4th guy's Boston Scott, who I love. So, I mean, like I think it's going to be really tough to knock us off the pedestal of the NFC, in my opinion. Now, are we going to win the Super Bowl? I don't know. The AFC's loaded. It's going to be it's going to be tough to get out of there, obviously. So that would help whoever gets out of the NFC, which I hope is us. But I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say that we're going to be in the Super Bowl. I don't know if we're going to win it, but I think we're going to be right back.
Yeah, real quick, Greg, before you go, Coach Marcus says give the ball to the effing running backs.
Yeah, I'm down with that, Marcus.
You would love a lot more of these RPOs to stay in the belly, right? Because now the proof's in the pudding. And what I mean by that, the proof's on tape of him, the ability for him to have monster games with his legs. The second that's on tape, it's going to be respected by linebackers around this league. They will freeze, especially early on in the year, right? Because that's all the tape they have from last year. If there's a chance he keeps this and takes a 20 on you. So that's going to be something that to keep looking for, as this year goes on. But I agree. I mean, give the ball to the running backs. I'm not saying I don't want my quarterback running at all. It's the way the league's set up. Run away. And we see everybody checking in. Pat,
yeah, he's going to
Harley, Ryan, Martian, Ryan, Pat.
What's
Josh,
up to everybody, by the way?
Spells, Marley
Getting
Goldberg,
pumped.
Josh K, Keith Hernandez, Tom. We see everybody. Khaled. So keep chiming in. Keep letting us know. But it really is like a 4-team, 3 to 4 team race in the NFC.
Yeah, maybe the Rams are back. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Cardinals stink, in my opinion. I don't care. You're not gonna change my mind on that.
The Rams are an interesting team because if they're healthy, they potentially
the Rams could be back.
Yes, potentially could be back because the West isn't great, right? To your point, right? Arizona stinks. Seattle's still rolling with Geno Smith, right?
Seattle. They'll be solid.
It's still Geno Smith, though, right? Yeah. How much does he had? Oh, Cal, thank you, brother.
Oh, Cal, look at you getting the party started off for the season. Little $4.99 super chat. We really appreciate it. He said, "Do you guys think Howie will make a move before the season starts?" Cal, I do not. Because if you want to talk to me before the deadline, maybe if there's a need, right? It's all based on need. Right now, they don't need something. Like there's nothing glaring with this football team right now. All right, people can talk about safety. Maybe it's not as good as it was last year, but it's not bad. And they have other pieces. So if it's not Edmonds, maybe it's Sidney Brown and Reed Blankenship, right? But it looks like day one it's going to be Edmonds and Blankenship. Yeah. That's what it looks like. And we'll see how it goes, right? Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Our secondary maybe is our weak spot ish.
I like our corners though.
But again, I like our corners.
Yeah, we'll see corner. We're really
and we're going to get after the quarterback, which helps the secondary. So
they help each other.
Yeah, help each other. I think. I don't know. Jalen Carter's going to be a beast. That's going to tell you that. Jalen Carter's going to be a beast.
Cal, what's in your mind? Who do you think? Like, where do you think we need to trade? Because I agree with Tommy. I don't necessarily see a move coming week one unless someone. I mean, I can see a signing, but I don't see a trade.
It's 2 moves. It's 2 moves that could happen this year, in my opinion. One, the safety position isn't good enough, and you got to go out and get a guy like Budda Baker. All right. Or the running back room isn't as good as we think it is. And you say, you know what? It actually is good, but I got a show pony out there, and I can get him for a third. Right? And I got to sign him. I get it. But imagine him in an RPO setting. Imagine him in something that isn't an Indianapolis offense that's been downright dog shit. Yeah. And that's Jonathan Taylor. So, no, I'm not telling you I give up the farm for him. I'm not telling you I pay running backs at this point in the NFL because GMs aren't doing it, right? But would I extend him on a 2-year deal with good money? Maybe. But again, I don't think it's needed right now.
Right. Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think it's a need.
I like all of them. I like Gainwell. If Penny's healthy, I think Penny might be a steal.
Yeah, I like them all too, but they're not Jonathan Taylor.
No, I agree. He would be better than all 3, but all 3 together, I think, give you Jonathan Taylor production.
They should.
Yeah.
They should.
Yeah.
And they still got Boston Scott's going to score against the Giants. You know that.
Yeah. And my issue with not having 2 backs, but having like numerous backs of rotation, sometimes the defense it gets easy. And what I mean by that is you do certain things with certain personnel. And I don't want to become an offense that looks like that becomes predictable, right? Where a guy like Taylor can do both, right? Now, I think DeAndre Swift can do both. I think Kenny can do both. I think Rashad Penny can do both. And I know Boston can do both. So I don't think we are predictable. So let me make sure I'm clear on that. I don't think it is. I just worry about some running back rooms around the league are like, hey, this is my runner. And this is the guy who likes to catch the ball out of the backfield, right?
Yeah,
I don't like
this is my short yardage guy.
Yeah, I don't want to be predictable ever back there because then things get easy. When everybody already knows what you're doing anyway. But okay, back to the poll. Back to the poll for Greg.
No, I'm going to shock you guys. I'm actually going to agree as well. I think you guys.
This is not good.
I agreed last year too when we got there. So I just the Super Bowl in Vegas was a lot of fun, right? I was there last year. Although the game actually wasn't there last year. But no, I agree, Tommy. And you mentioned like the loss of CJ. We played 5 or 6 weeks without him anyway.
True.
You know what I mean? And so like we kind of already missed him for an extended period of time last year. And I think we kind of even just in this last little conversation, I think we touched about, although maybe the pure safety position might be a little weaker than last year, I think our depth just in the secondary alone helps overshadow potentially any weakness that might come, right? There's talks of Bradbury moving inside so we could open up, another outside corner, spot. Because I know they like a lot of those young kids that they brought in as well, right? So I agree. You're absolutely health is probably the only thing. And to be honest with you, it's really Jalen Hurts' health. I think we could probably withstand at least one level injury potentially to a position. Not that we want to, but I think most positions were pretty well stocked, at least first and second teams, to where, yes, we're going to lose a little bit, but we're not going to lose a whole lot like we would if Jalen Hurts is out for an extended
a serious injury to Jalen Hurts.
Correct. Correct.
I would still say, like, if he got a concussion, let's say, and he missed a game or two, like, our offensive line is the best in football, and we can just rely on them and win a game or two with Mariota. I have no problem with that. I still think Mariota stinks, but we can win a game or two with him for sure. We could, if he played 3 games, we could go 2-1, easy. If he has to miss more than that, and this is every team in the league, if you're starting a quarterback missing more than 3 or 4 games, you're gonna have a rough year.
100%. And the last thing I'll say too, Tommy, you mentioned the new offensive coordinator, or kind of new offensive coordinator. The one constant though, obviously, is Jalen and Nick have been together since day one, right? So while we might have a newish offensive coordinator, even though he's been around, and especially been around Jalen for a long part of his life, Nick and Jalen are still there, right? So at least the philosophy from the head coach down is still somewhat the same. So I think that's a huge benefit, even though we do have a new guy, calling the shots.
Yeah, and our secondary is deeper, right? There's still some unknowns. I mean, I wouldn't say our safety position is deeper, right? I think it's about the same. Right, in terms of depth. I mean, the only deeper you get is Brown back there, but our corners, for sure. I mean, Josiah Scott another year in the nickel behind Avante. Eli Ricks looked to have a pretty good camp. You drafted Ringo, right?
I really like that Job kid,
Josh Joby, right?
Like
So
Job,
I mean, that's just guys in the back end. So yeah, that I would say is definitely deeper. I know somebody brought up the linebacker room. Like, I'm good with the linebacker room. If that's Nakobe and Cunningham, or if that's Nakobe and Morrow, whatever direction they go there. You even heard good things about Christian Ellis. So, I don't have a big problem with that running back room. I mean, linebacker room.
With the long last name, that was number 57. I watched the second half of the game.
He was just signed this week.
Friday or whatever was that?
Yeah,
Yeah. He had a long last name. I'll tell you what, he made every tackle in the second half, though. I was like, dude, 57 making every tackle. Some of them were a little bit down the field, but
yeah. So I mean, and there's question marks. There's question marks in today's NFL with every team in certain positions. Like, you're not gonna have a clear cut, like, perfect roster, right? And that's where finding some diamonds in the rough happen. And that's where, your great players raise your level. Like, we're so built up front, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
So, we're built. I mean, when our second string defensive tackles come in right now, that's listed as Jordan Davis and Milton Williams. And I just want to be honest with people. That could be a lot of teams around the league, and maybe not.
They could start just about everybody
upper
else.
Echelon, but that's other teams like starting tackles. And most fan base would be like, oh, no, that's good. Yeah. They're good. So you have 2 different styles. I mean, Milton, I think, does a good job with both. But I mean, listen, we talked about Jalen Carter a lot, and rightfully so. But Jordan Davis, and I know it's like players to watch, and he should be a player to watch. He's a former first-round pick. But I don't like the talk of him last year and like the undervalue of it, right? Like, give the guy a year. We gave him a full year. I think he's having a really good year. I do. Do I think he's going to be like a pass rush specialist? No, I'm not saying that. But can he barrel his way in? Bull rush his way in for a sack or 2. Get 4 sacks a year, 5 sacks a year, be a little bit more impactful there, and up his snaps. Yeah, but he clogs stuff. He clogs stuff, and that's the importance of a guy like Jordan Davis. So, there's a lot of positives with this football team. And when you look at that, not only a great offensive line, but a great defense line, you win up front in today's NFL.
Yeah.
And then you put on the back end of that, your quarterback, which we haven't talked a lot about in this city, is coming into a second year with the same skill position players. Mm-hmm. The same skill position players. How many times that happened in this city outside of Todd Pinkston and James Thrash through our years when we actually didn't want the same guys back?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where what's happening when we didn't? Right?
One of other people.
You got a little Jeremy, you got a little Mac on the Deshaun period there, but not that team wasn't expected at that point to win like this one is.
Yeah,
so,
I know. And Tom,
right.
you said about the running backs, like you can say maybe the running back's slightly down, but the wide receiver room is way up. I mean, Devonta and AJ should both be top 10 receivers in the league, in my opinion. Good chance to be.
Yeah.
Good chance to be.
Yeah.
And Dallas, we know Dallas can play. So, like, we have receiving options galore.
And the other thing, too, you know, with people questioning the linebackers, we also have to remember who this organization is. This organization doesn't care about the linebacker position, right? We're so loaded, Tommy, as you mentioned, we're so loaded on both fronts. And then on our defense, we're kind of like our secondary is pretty deep and very talented as well. They really don't care about the linebacker position. I mean, they go through that in the draft. They go through that in free agency. They'd rather sign these guys cheap and find a way, you know, for someone to overachieve.
Yeah, no, they've always done that. 100%. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, I mean, it's the same. We're basically harking on the same thing that we said last year. And I mean, it worked. We went to the Super Bowl, but we were saying, obviously, we weren't sure about Jalen. He obviously took steps forward last year, but going into last year, we were saying we're dominant on the O-line and D-line, and you win in the trenches in this league. It's how you've always won. It's how you're always going to win. If you got a good O-line and D-line, your team's going to be pretty good. We got a good O-line and D-line. We're going to be pretty good.
No, I mean, you usually are. If those things are in play for you. And the other side of it is, like I talked about to start the show, like obviously injuries are always going to be a concern of every football team. Sure. Okay. But if they're healthy, the only thing that would say take a step back is if Jalen isn't as good. And I'm not going to buy into that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy into it. I'm really not going to. I think he's the quarterback that we've always wanted in this city. And I think we finally have it in terms of the work ethic and in terms of just the demeanor. And I think that resonates again through a locker room. I think those things do matter. And I think it's going to matter again this year. So if he's on the field and he's having the type of year we expect him to have, why are we not back? And you know what? Take the Niners out of it, please. I want everybody to do me a favor. Take those losers out of even your top three. Because honestly, they're not in it. They're not in it. This is a news flash to people. They are not in the top three.
The quarterback's 5'9".
Their coach is a perennial loser. The coach took responsibility for Trey Lance. Trey Lance stunk. I told you guys that.
Listen, will they be solid? They'll be solid.
They'll be solid.
I'm sure they'll be solid.
Contender. The Dallas Cowboys are better than the San Francisco 49ers. And people on Philly Airways don't want to hear it, but we're truth tellers here. They are better than the San Francisco 49ers. They are better. I hate to break it to you. The second best team in the NFC is the Dallas Cowboys. Tell me who's better than the Dallas Cowboys.
Maybe the Vikings, but I still don't think the Vikings are because their defense. I think their defense isn't good enough.
Yeah, I don't think they are. And listen, they lost.
Their offense will be good, and Kirk had a good year last year.
Yeah, but let's not act like Dalvin. But it's not act like Dalvin's not a loss, so.
No, it's a loss. I like Madison, though, but it's a loss.
Him too, but he's not Dalvin Cook.
No, I agree. It's a loss. It is. But I don't think their defense is good enough, in my opinion. Like the Minnesota Vikings defense is not good enough. Dallas defense better than Minnesota's.
Oh, absolutely. And their offense arguably is better.
Yeah, it might not be a better throwing offense, but a better running, I would say for sure. Because Pollard looks poised to have a huge year. And I don't want him to have a huge year.
Listen,
but he looks
I think Dallas is number 2. I hate the Dallas Cowboys, but they're number 2 in my power rankings per se. And the biggest scare to me. One, because they beat us, it feels like all the time. Yeah. Right? Like I feel like in any meaningful game they've beaten us. That doesn't mean they've gone further than us. It's just the facts.
And they're very similar. They're very similarly built to us, right? They have very good offensive and defensive lines. They're not as good as ours, in my opinion, but they're very good. They were on the upper echelon of the offensive defensive lines in the NFC.
Their biggest thing is just like ours. We're saying about how we really trust Jalen. Is theirs are like, do they really trust Dak? They don't know. That's their biggest question mark, I would say, is Dak.
No, it is. Wills, it is. Spells agrees with the Cowboys. Ryan agrees with the Cowboys and maybe the Lions. And then, key word, maybe
I like the Lions, but maybe even but I like the Lions.
Maybe even capitalize it. You know what I mean? Maybe. Because that's how like of a drop this is.
You could tell me the Lions could go 8-9. It's like, I could see it.
Yeah.
I mean, they could go 12-5. Yeah, they might go 8-9.
I mean, yeah, as much as the Lions are a cool story and a fun up and coming team, you're going to have a rookie running back.
Yeah, they're probably going to score some points.
And as much as everyone loves Dan Campbell, but you still have a head coach who still hasn't won in the playoffs yet, right? You know what I mean?
Their defense is
obviously never been there, but right, their defense is questionable.
I don't think their defense is very good.
No.
I think they might score some points, and I like Jared Goff probably more than most people. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think Jahmyr Gibbs was a good pick, and I've always liked their tight end. But I don't know. Is Detroit going to be awesome? I doubt it. Like they could
Who
be.
is their tight end? They traded Hawkinson.
No, they have the young kid, right? Didn't they draft a young kid?
Laporta. Yeah.
I like
right.
it.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, Sam Laporta's good. He'll be good. I mean,
I like the fast receiver, but he's suspended for 6 games. Jamison Williams. I like him too.
Yeah, Josh, I don't think that's like they don't trust Dak issue. I just think they see value there. And for a 4th round pick, why not? Why not?
It's a guy that went in the 1st round. You get him for the 4th.
Yeah, why not? Change the scenery.
Why not?
Yeah, change the scenery.
Thinks you can fix them.
Yeah, that's all that comes down to.
Yeah, I think Trey Lance stinks, but yeah, to each his own.
Dominic asks us, who do you guys think for the wide receiver 3 this year? Who will step up? Who's going to be that guy? Is it going to be Quez Watkins, boys? Or is it going to be the kid from Atlanta, Alamedi?
Alameda Zacchaeus. That's who I got my money
Zacchaeus. Yeah, I do too. But I think they're. Can I go in the middle then? Because I'm just going to go in the middle with I think they both bring production at different times. I don't think it's one guy or the other. I think you need 4 wide receivers in this league, in a pass-happy league like it is. And they both bring different skills in a way. I think Quez is more of your deep threat guy, where Alamedi is more of like a possession type wide receiver. Not saying he can't stretch a field, but
did we cut all the way down yet? When's that?
Not yet. I think it's by tomorrow or tomorrow at 4, I think.
Is that kid Devin Allen going to make it? He seems phenomenal on special teams, which sometimes makes you the team.
Probably not, because Greg Ward's probably going to be your 5th wideout. He'll probably just stay around.
I was wondering if
Ward over Covey.
Yeah.
Oh, Britton Covey?
Yeah.
Oh, no, dude. Bring Covey. I'd rather Greg Ward just catch the ball back there.
Britton Covey.
I hear you.
I mean, Greg Ward can field punts too, so it's not like he can't.
I'm okay with Greg Ward.
Because when he does have to play,
he's been on the roster.
Yeah, because when he does have to play, he'll make some plays for you. I'm not telling you he's going to be like, great, but he's going to make some plays for you.
He's been on the team. He knows his role. Like I'm fine with Greg Ward.
Yeah, I'd rather have Greg Ward than the reach. You know what I mean? I'd rather do that than reach for a player, because this guy can catch a ball, can catch a punt. So can Greg Ward, so can Devontae Smith, right? It's not like they're the first 2 guys in the history to be able to catch a punt, right? Covey stinks. I agree.
Devontae Smith didn't punt return.
I agree with Pat Culp. Oh, I got no problem. You go fair catching it.
Yeah, me too. I'm fine with
that. What's forcing a fair catch? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Covey stinks.
Covey does. He caught the ball. I'll give him that. That's all he did. That's all he did last year.
Tuesday at 4 is the cut down. But
what are we at now?
Because Beeb, you know why? Yeah, you know why, Beeb? You know why?
Right now?
You know why nobody knows the cut date? Because it doesn't matter. That's why. Because it's really irrelevant. Why do I care about the final pieces to my roster? I know who the big dogs are. Because the big dogs are going to play. You get the player 50. Houston, Philly, we got a problem, Bev. Beeb, you know who knows them? The nerds. The nerds. That's who knows that. The nerdy
It's just unnecessary.
Who
cares?
Don't start telling me. I
knew it was coming up.
Nobody said we knew that much. Nobody came and said we knew that much. We're just here talking sports. You're the one listening, so I guess we know enough.
I knew it was coming up. Motherfucker, what do you think about that? Your fucking thumbs up, nerd.
Yeah, and
there we go. I'll stop.
And if heaven says Swift can return too, so can Quez. So
yeah, DeAndre.
I think Quez wore a couple off his face last year.
I'm not sure I trust Quez doing anything that involves catching the ball, but he can get open.
Cost me money on a prop and also a Super Bowl. Let's go, Quez. That one drop, I'd over 14 and a half yards. Come on, Ed.
Johnny asks, how do you all think Jergens? I don't know if we're allowed to ask these answer the questions, Beef. You know what I mean? I don't know if we're allowed to. Are we allowed to answer questions still? Does it seem like we know too much? All right, I'll stop. How do you all think Jergens does at right guard this year?
I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be fine. He's got studs around him.
Yeah. I think he's a little small for guard. I think he's a little tad small. I think there could be some growing pains. But I don't think to the point where it's like, oh my God, this guy's killing me. Right. You know what I mean? But I do think there could be some growing pains, like noticeable at times early on growing pains that I think can get rectified as it goes along a little bit. I know he's a little small for guard. That's all.
Yeah.
It's all matchups, right? Like who's line across from him, Greg? That's my point. Like if somebody
Quinn Williams.
Yeah, and Quinn Williams maybe eats takes his lunch money. I don't know.
No, I don't disagree. But to Wilson's point, I think having those guys around him, right, I think is going to help him immensely.
Oh, for sure.
Transition and potentially help out, even if he does get overmatched from time to time.
Yeah. I mean, how many wide receivers are they keeping on that end of it too? How many?
Usually five, probably five, maybe six.
But maybe one on the practice squad.
Like 3 through
2 on the practice.
3 through 6 or 5 are all playing special teams. Right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I mean, he's 6'3", 303, right? But I just feel like he's a little light for guard. But listen, I think Cam was picked for a reason. We do a pretty good job. So
I trust us with O-linemen.
Yeah. And
really
I trust Stoutland you with that.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna, I think he'll be fine. I just think there might be some growing pains early. That's all.
Sure.
No Quez. I mean, no Wayne. Quez does not catch the baby out the window.
No. I don't trust him to, at least. That's for sure.
And Martian with the comment so far of the night, and that's Landon Dickerson was such a money pick. I'm glad how he looked past the injury concerns. Yep.
A couple of us were big pumped when he got picked. Some people weren't.
Yeah, some people weren't.
Some people weren't. Love that. I love that pick, especially when Nick Saban was like, "That's the best leader we've ever had as an O-lineman." I'm like, I love that. I love that pick. I love it. Yeah. And he kept in. He steps in. And he's all pro already. Like, I mean, dude's a monster.
Wears 69. I mean, what's not to love about the guay?
Dude's a monster.
Literally one of the guys who blocks out the sun. As you name.
Dude's a monster. Our left side is just studs.
It's Jermaine Mayberry back in the day. All right, so we all answered the poll on agree, which is a surprise, and that's that the Philadelphia Eagles will repeat as NFC champions and reach Super Bowl. So do you agree or disagree? Still let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, that's where we're live. And remember, everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow, join the conversation, turn your alerts on, stay with us, especially through Eagle season, right? We got Red October coming. We got Eagle season 2 weeks away. We got a second round exit coming for the Sixers starting.
Yeah. And Flyers won't make the playoffs. We got that coming too.
We got some things. We're not trying to be
exit of a mid-season tournament as well.
We're trying not to be
mid-season tournament.
Yeah, I don't have time to talk about that.
I still can't believe that. I'm still pretending like that's not true. Like it's not. It's fake.
No, it's true.
It's amazing.
Key players to watch. Brought to you by Gleason's Bar, located 6700 Mill Creek Avenue in Levittown, PA. Use promo code A2D for 10% off your order whenever you dine in, takeout, or online. Gleason's Bar and Steaks.com is where you can find them. So make sure you go do that.
I'll be up there tomorrow. If you're in the area, stop on by. Watch the Phillies game.
Yeah, let's go do that. Dominic says, did you guys pick who we would play in the AFC? No, we did not. We did not do full on predictions.
AFC's tough.
Yeah, I don't know.
AFC could be like we were saying. I think there's like 4 teams that could possibly make it out of the NFC, maybe even 3. The AFC, there could be 7. And maybe even more.
Yeah, they're pretty low.
The AFC is got. I mean, there's just so many good quarterbacks. So many really good quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. I'll say Cincinnati, but who knows? Could be anybody.
I don't remember who I picked on that one Wednesday show. I don't remember. Was it the Bills?
Could be the Bills.
I don't think we did it yet.
Could be the Chiefs. Could be the Jets.
Yeah, I was like sort of out on the
Could be the
Jets, but then
Chargers.
the Jets sort of brought me back in a little bit.
Could be the Ravens.
That defense though is going to keep them in a
The
lot
Jets
of games.
defense really good. Yeah.
Even if Aaron struggles and that offense struggles, that defense is going to keep them in a lot of games.
No, they will. I think I took the Bills.
Could be the Patriots.
I mean,
really.
Realistically, Trevor and the Jags and my buddy.
Could be the Jags. Could be Tennessee.
Yeah, with Malik.
Yeah, right, Malik. He might get cut.
I do like the Jags a lot, but I think my pick was Buffalo. I think it was, or like who I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Bengals, but I mean, it could be anybody. Could be the Browns.
Even the Bills, though. Like if you look at the Bills, like even the Bills, like this year are like an under the radar pick because of a little bit of that internal turmoil.
Yeah, a little drama.
Stephon wants out now, right? Stuff like that. So yeah, I mean the Bills are. I mean they're always going to be there because Josh Allen's there, and their defense is really, really good. But yeah,
I need Josh Allen to win a big game before I crown the Bills anything.
Yeah.
Key players, boys. Give me some key players you're looking at.
I think Devonta Smith's going to have the biggest year of any wide receiver on the team.
There you
I
go.
really do. I'm looking Devonta's way. Obviously, Jalen, that's an easy pick, but I'm looking Devonta's way. I think it's a monster year.
Yeah, I think one of those young guys that we kind of brought up earlier. I think Christian Ellis is gonna open up some eyes. I mean, his brother's a really good pass rusher. I forget what team's he on, but his brother's in the league is a really good pass rusher. So he's got the pedigree of being, around. And I think in a quote unquote thin linebacker room, I think he's gonna have the opportunity to make some plays.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Devontae. That's my guy. I'm going to go with Captain Obvious. Jalen Hurts' health. Jalen Hurts' growth. We want to go back there, right? We want to get back to the promised land. Well, it starts with your quarterback. Hence why they get all the money they get.
Sure.
Right? Starts with a quarterback. So, as long as he stays the same, if not better, that's the key player. That's the key. You got like an air quote. He's not a sophomore, but you know what I mean? Like sophomore slump, but he's not, this would be his junior slump per se. Really his senior year. But
could be sophomore with the same coach, maybe you could say. But yeah, no,
but no, I mean it's just that's the big key player to me. He has to keep taking step forward and if not step forward, be the same. Which works too. Stay on the offense.
Very good last year.
Yeah,
I expect him to be even better. I do.
AJ Brown's health. AJ Brown health is a key. It's a key player and a key thing to look at. A guy who's not healthy all the time had a pretty healthy-ish year last year, but still, not a full year. I don't think he had a full year. Off the top of my head,
I think he only missed one game.
Yeah, all right, full-ish, right? Yeah. But a guy who did miss time in Tennessee a lot. So just hoping, it's just I'm not saying he's going to get hurt. Right, that's a big piece of the pie here. Big piece of our puzzle is a guy like AJ Brown. So
it's even bigger too because although we like the depth, we are very top heavy at that position, right? So to lose one of those two, now it's hey Howie, Howie, we might need you here.
Yeah, I would look at DeAndre Swift's health, and DeAndre Swift is a player. What do you get from DeAndre Swift? I think he's a key part of this. That's why we were brought in here. So, there's three names to look offensively. I
like Rashad Penny, another guy I think you throw out there. I think he's got great numbers, like yards after contact. He's got all kinds of really good break and tackle numbers. I know he's been banged up a lot. If he can stay healthy, he might do some damage behind this O-line.
No, and even to that point, Wills, like even with Swift too, guys that are kind of usually banged up, they're not the number or quote unquote number one. Like they're not going to be a bell cow, right? They can sit there and take snaps from each other and share the load, so that they don't necessarily have to beat their bodies and beat themselves just to get going each week.
Yeah, Daz, I'm with you on Lane. Obviously, he's a humongous piece to our offense, but I don't. Like, to me, Lane was injured last year and still played. Like, unless it's a serious injury, Lane's going to be on the field.
Yeah, Martian says key players for him would be Lane and Kelsey. Do they show their age this year?
I mean, you would think it's going to come at some point, but they were both so dominant still last year that I think they're going to be fine still.
Reading off a couple more. Levine says Blankenship, Swift, and the D-line Carter, Fletcher, and Nolan Smith are my key players. Yeah, I agree with that too. I mean, Fletcher, is he still good enough? Right, that's the key for Fletch, right, yeah. Levine? And then when you talk about Nolan, what do you get out of him year one, right? And Jalen, who I think is going to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. No, and everybody's like, what? You meant Rookie of the Year, right? No. Defensive Player of the Year. Jalen Carter will finish top 5 in that conversation. And so I think he's a key player to watch, right? Because it's important. And then obviously Swift's an obvious one for a lot of reasons. And Blankenship, because it's year one as a starter, a full-time starter. Yep. How do you handle it? You know, can you be the ball hawk that the dry jocks tell me you are in training camp, right? So those things are important. No, Nick has not always called plays, Martian. He started off 2 years ago calling plays, and he quickly gave that up. So, no, he's not. But is that true that he's going back to calling plays?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know how much I love that.
Yeah, sometimes guys get a little too confident. I'm not sure about. I mean, whatever.
We know how that goes. Nobody calls every play.
Yeah, I still just, in my opinion, I think we got to fuck this up, like, for us not to be good. Like, seriously, like, I think we got to fuck this up. That's like, I think if you just go out there and play, we're good, we're fine.
Yeah.
Like, if he doesn't fuck this up, just steers the ship, we're good.
I agree.
I still think I would like Jalen to run the ball less. You know, I mean, I harked on it a little bit towards the end of last year. I understand he's young and he's going to make people miss. He's going to run the ball. I get that, but just not as much because his health is the number one factor now. He's got to stay healthy, and so I would just cut it down a little bit. Doesn't have to be a ton, just a little bit. A little bit.
To me, it's the design runs, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Greg. Yeah, designed.
Yeah, 100%.
We don't need 5 in a game. We can do 3, 2.
I don't want to lose his athleticism, right? Because that's what makes him special, right? So obviously, you want the ability for him to improvise. Obviously when stuff's breaking down or he just sees a hole, right? You don't want to take that away, but yeah, it's the designed runs, that you don't necessarily need every time, right? Especially what we perceive as a really good backfield and running backs. You know what I mean? Like beat them up, right?
That's why we know
no one's paying them, right? We know no one's paying them, so beat them up.
I mean, that's why we got 4, right? We got 4 guys that are probably all going to see the field during games.
Salvatore, what's up, baby?
I kind of like
big sweep today. Big sweep today for the Titans. You're right.
Yeah.
Huge sweep today. Huge.
No, I like different guys calling plays. I think it keeps you unpredictable. Yeah. I think it's hard if one guy is designing everything for the week, right, all by himself. I mean, you week to week, you start getting predictable in this league. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. I mean, this is why the amount of tape that's watched at the pro level, not only the collegiate level, but the pro level is on a whole nother level. So guys are looking for every tendency they can find. So I like the idea of the more and more guys, the better. I don't need five hands in it, but a couple I think is important.
No, 100%.
All hands in.
Marcus is
perfect timing.
We both did it at the same time.
Perfect timing, Greg.
That's scary.
Marcus's players to watch are Dean, Carter, Cunningham, and Milton Williams. All good ones. Salvatore says, I like Swift and Penny as the 1 and 2.
Yeah, all defensive guys there for Marcus, which makes a lot of sense, right? And especially out of those 4 too, right? They're the 4 that we don't know very well, right? I mean, in big moments, right? We know Milton Williams is done in spurts, right? What can he do now? in a bigger thing. And then obviously Dean didn't get much run last year, and Cunningham's brand new to us. So no, those are all
we have things. Yeah, we have things to figure out, right? And we're going to find out as the season goes on. Salvador, I don't know who's 1 and 2, right, on how they're going to do it. I think
Gainwell might get a bunch of burn early since he's been here. You know what I mean? But who knows? I think you never know.
Martian says, I love that we have players that come from winning cultures like Alabama and Georgia. They put team above self every time. Yeah, they do. And this is why it was a big topic conversation 3 years ago about it, on why they need to start going to those schools, and how he's done a great job of going and getting team captains and not only team captains, but great players. And, and you're also getting guys that have stayed at a place for a while too, really didn't transfer portal themselves out. Mm-hmm. They learn how to be professionals already when you're getting guys that are Saban or Kirby Smart coached. That's an NFL. I wouldn't even call it a minor league. I mean, I would think that rivals a lot of NFL type teams in structure and culture.
For sure.
Right? So I think it's important. And yes, I like Cunningham. I do like Cunningham. I think he's a really good pickup. I think Nicholas Morrow is a pretty good player. I don't know who's going to win that job. I think it's leaning towards Cunningham. But either or, I think they're both solid pickups.
I think they're both capable of playing. Yeah.
And Wayne says we need to get you guys to synchronize swimming next. Go, guys.
I don't know if you want to see me and Wells in a pool together.
Pool doesn't want to see us in a pool.
The pool boy definitely doesn't want to see it.
I mean, I don't want to see the pool boy, so we're on the same page.
I just spent the amount of chlorine they got to put in.
It's all salt water anyway.
If Wendy Peppercorn's,
yeah, I'll take a Wendy Peppercorn
lifeguarding. I might pull a squints. You never know. He's like a dead fish. Great movie.
Wonderful movie.
We don't think he makes a trade, Mr. Wing, before the season, and I don't know why they would want to get Barnett the hell out of here right now. You can't have enough defense ends.
Yeah.
You can't have enough edge guys.
Fairly cheap in today's NFL too.
Yeah.
They're not going to make. They're not going to make it.
Drive us wild, 100%. I get you there. He's going to drive us wild. He's going to jump off sides, personal foul. But
what is this dude doing?
He has proven he can get to the quarterback. So, as Tommy said, he can't have enough of those guys.
No, he can't. Marcus says, I thought Christian Ellis would take it, but Cunningham's experience plus his play gives him the nod. Yep. No, he can't stop with penalties, but listen, I mean, he's not going to be on the field enough for us to really be worried about it. And if he is, that means a lot of guys got hurt.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't want that.
Yeah. Okay. That's bad news too. That's bad news Bears too. So.
All right. On to some Phillies talk, brought to you by FanUp. And FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily MLB, and NFL contests, plus more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use our promo code A2D. You get $50 right at sign up. Go download FanUp on the Apple Store. So Phillies, as we opened, hot as a pistol, boys.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Good to see.
Most home runs ever in a month, and we still got a few games left in a month.
Great start too out of Knowles today. I think he tied Schilling for fifth place overall in strikeouts in Phillies history. So he sucks, right?
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah, he was making his pitches today, which is great.
Huge outing today.
That's two great starts, right? Because I look at his last start as a great start. Even though he gave the 2 solo homers early, he settled down and went 7. So that's
his ability to go 7 that last start was huge.
You give me 7 and we win the game, it's a great start.
Yeah, you give me 7 and give up 2 runs, it's always a great start.
We're the only. Here's a great stat I heard yesterday, and I want to say it now before I forget it. We're the only team in baseball since the All-Star break that starters are averaging 6 innings. That's nice.
Wow.
That's really nice, especially with not taxing your bullpen. It's super awesome. It's great. It's a great job by us. Really.
And a lot of that was without Alvarado,
and we're going
right?
6-man rotation too, which is crazy.
And a lot of that was without Alvarado, so we were masking a huge miss in our bullpen by those guys being able to extend themselves.
Yeah, and Sir Anthony was like just trying to get back, and he was struggling, so we were keeping him off the mound, which was nice. So, like, I feel like he looked good his last 2 outings, so maybe he's starting to get in gear.
Yeah, I like seeing Kimbrel too bounce back today after a couple of rough outings. Now, granted, in non-safe situations, right? We all know those non-safe situations for closers are always tough, but good to see him bounce back again today and get back on the schneid.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. And I hate closers in non-safe situations, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a fan of it. Seems like it never works out. You might as well always go in a different direction.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea.
But they feel like that's, they always do it.
I still can't believe we're batting Schwarber leadoff. It still blows my mind, but we're winning games, so it still blows my mind.
I think he's over 190 now, Wills.
He was 188 to start the day, I think. creeping on that 200.
Yeah, when he hits a leadoff homer, you're like, oh, it's it's awesome.
That's why they do it.
189.
189. 1 for 4 now, right? To your point, right? 1 for 4. That's it. Right? That was all of us.
Yeah. No, 1
Great
for 4.
Hey, cool. But what else he doing for me?
And it's like everyone, people that tell me like, oh, but he walks a lot. Yeah, but he's slow as fuck. So he's a logjam on the bases. So he shouldn't bat leadoff. I understand our record's great with him at leadoff. I get it. He should not bat leadoff. I don't care what anyone says. You're not going to convince me otherwise. And I hate it. And it should be stopped.
Yeah, I get it. But I don't.
But we're playing great ball. And I'm not gonna get down because I love where we are right now. Like I think we have to shoot ourselves in the foot to not be the number 1 wild card at this point. I think we play solid ball the rest of the year. We're the number 1 wild card, which means we get a best of 3 at home, and then let's go. And let's get it. Then we probably get the Braves, right? Unless there's an upset.
We start what? So first round would be Milwaukee, right? Or that Central winner?
No. It would be whoever the second wild card is.
So probably the
Dodgers. Right now it would be no. The second wild card, Greg. Come on, get your head out of
here.
Oh,
yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Right now it would be
the third wild card plays the other division winner.
It's the Cubs.
Actually, I think it would be
it's the Cubs.
Right
now. Cubs. Okay, Cubs. And the Diamondbacks are right there now too.
Yeah.
They're like
they're half a game out of the Cubs.
Half back. Okay, yeah. So whoever was this right behind us, that's who it would be. And then, obviously, if the seeds held true, we would play Atlanta because they're the top seed. Now, if the wild card was an upset, we last year were the last wild card in and we upset. If that was to happen, then it would be all switched around.
Right, because they actually reseed.
Because Atlanta gets the worst team remaining because they're the number 1 seed.
Right.
Which at this point, I know the Dodgers are playing. The Dodgers are on fire, by the way. The Dodgers are playing great baseball. But Atlanta's just, I highly doubt they're going to catch. They're like 5 or 6 games up on the Dodgers. They're not going to catch them.
Yeah.
No. But we're in a great spot.
We're in great shape. Yeah, we're in great shape.
Just no Arizona, right? We just, for some reason, can't play Arizona in a regular season game. So, for some reason,
we played them well this year, didn't we?
Have our number. Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're good or bad.
We played them well this year, though, actually.
Yeah, we did.
Normally, we don't play them well. I think last year they kicked our ass.
Yeah, they swept us out there in 4 games.
Yeah, like 2 of them were like an ass kicking.
Yeah.
Listen,
we'll be cool though.
I would love to see the Reds.
Game, though.
I'd love to see the Reds. The Reds are young and stink. I would love to see the Reds. We'd rip them. Cubs are dangerous. Cubs are dangerous.
They're fun to watch, but yeah, I think they're going to falter. That youth's going to falter this year.
I would expect the Reds now that what's it called? It's back from the Diamondbacks. The other pitcher, who's he? I can't think of his name. Merrill Kelly. Now that he's back, yeah, I would say that the Diamondbacks are going to be better than the Reds the rest of the way, just because I like Gallen and Kelly a lot at the top of the rotation.
Yeah, and they're playing great baseball.
They're playing really good ball right now. Yeah,
when
after a 10-game losing streak, they had.
Yeah, they had a real meltdown in the second half, and they're starting to play better ball. So, but listen, it's just about us and us playing good ball. Continuing the win series, hold on to that first wild card, and be playing great baseball going into October. So, can we keep it up? We're hitting the baseball at a high rate. Seems like this whole offense is hitting. So it's exciting to watch. It's fun to watch. We're getting the starting pitching. That's so important. And now with Alvarado on the back end of the pen, you feel even more comfortable, 100%. About, hey, get me through 7. This game's over.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. And that's a little bit of what we tried to take from what we saw with Houston last year, of having that bullpen of different arms you can throw at that are downright lethal. Now, we didn't really get it from Sir Anthony, right? But when Alvarado's healthy, pretty lights out. And Soto was bad early on, but he's pitched really well. He's pitched really well since. So
yeah, he's been really good.
And Kimbrel's been Kimbrel. So he's been solid. He's been perfect.
Yeah, Kimbrel's been a great pickup. We weren't sure about Kimbrel. He's been a great pickup.
Yeah, he absolutely has.
Especially because Alvarado and Sir Anthony have both missed a decent amount of time.
Missed time.
What did I tell you guys on the Kimbrel side? You remember this?
Just professional.
No, that. But what was the other part of it? There was a part about his splits. Everybody wanted to look at
against the Diamondbacks. That's right.
Yeah,
the Diamondbacks in it.
The Diamondbacks smoked them around. So we can't play Arizona in the first round, or he will blow a seat. Just so we know that. Let's get that out of the way right now. We don't want that.
And the other thing, Tommy, as you said, and as we knew, right, as we were building this bullpen, we know in the playoffs, right, if you get through 5, that's a good start to playoffs, right? So you have to extend it. To your point, now we have guys that can go, whatever order, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. You have 4 or 5 guys that you can interchange there, especially with the days off that they give us in the playoffs, that those guys should be ready to go, more times than not.
Yeah, agreed. Sean says, Spell says, Phillies pitching on the first walk of the series in the top of the 5th today.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is
wild. Especially in this year, in this day and age of baseball, where there's walks every inning.
Suck.
The umpires are putrid. The guy just missed an easy tag at home right in front of his face a second ago on Sunday Night Baseball. What are you doing?
Now you're gonna force a review because you suck.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was listening to the game, so I didn't see the cleats.
No, I did not. I didn't even notice them. I'm sure they were. I just didn't even notice.
I did not notice.
Phil's hitting, Turner hitting, Daycare's hitting, everybody's hitting. So
yeah, Harper's been hot, getting his power swing back, which we were saying we thought it was going to come back. It's starting to come back, which is great to see. Obviously, Castellanos has been hot. The one guy his defense has been there, but he's been hurting us is JT. Has not been hitting. We'd love to see him get hot.
Yeah. Well, what do you go 2 for 4 today?
He did have 2, and he hit the ball hard a couple times yesterday. I would love to see him get going.
We need him to get going.
Yes, absolutely. I think March has been great. I have nothing but great things to say about all the young guys. I mean, we've been harping on this all year, but like Marsh, Stott, Bohm have all been great all season. I they've been great. I love me some Bryson Stott. Great at bats constantly.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, he's just a professional hitter on so many levels. All right, let's give our crumbs and wrap it up for tonight's Agree to Disagree.
California won the Little League World Series, by the way.
Did they?
On a walk-off.
Yeah, on a walk-off homer over Curacao. Impressive. I believe that's the most. That's the state with the most U.S. Little League World Series wins now. California.
Okay, interesting. You drop,
but you would expect. I mean, monster.
Yeah, huge state.
Yeah, huge state.
Not a small one.
I'll go ahead and start, and I'll go the Indianapolis Colts and their fans and their social media teams for celebrating the way they did a preseason victory the other day. Posting on social media, your players all going nuts like you come into Philly and you beat the Eagles in their house like you actually really played the Eagles. You know what I mean? Just listen, I understand in a locker room, you know what I mean? Inside that locker room, obviously everyone's happy with a win, whether it's preseason or not, right? This is what these guys do. But I mean, geez, come on. It's preseason here, people. These games literally don't count. And we're acting like you won a regular season game or a playoff game. So that's mine right there.
You go out, Wells.
I don't know. I don't even know if I have one.
The
I've
Seagulls.
been on the beach. I'm like,
I was gonna say the Seagulls.
Mine is like is UPS because I got to go back to it tomorrow. I'm just dreading it. But no, I had a great week. I really don't have a crumb this week. I've been off for a while. I could give one from like farther back, but I don't really got one. Yeah, I don't really have one. I'll say Gabe Kapler just because I hate him. And I wish we would have swept them.
I know. I was so pissed we let them off.
When Harper hit that homer, I thought we were going to sweep him. I was so pumped. And I hate his little glasses case. I just hate everything about him. So,
his hand
and the fact
tattoo.
that the Giants are just dropping like a stone in the sea. I love it. So Gabe Kapler.
There you go.
Always a good one. I'll do Martians because it's a good one. The crumb of the week is the NBA PA for finding James Harden $100K. Or for fighting. They're fighting for James Harden's $100K is what he means. They're fighting because the NBA fined James Harden $100K, and the NBA PA is fighting for that $5 fine. He spends more in a strip club. So that's the crumb. That shouldn't even be defended.
And he is a crumb.
Opted in. So he's the crumb until further
I mean,
notice.
he could easily be a crumb. I wasn't even thinking basketball just because I don't want to think about it. But yeah, what a piece of trash.
Oh
Seriously.
yeah, he's been crumb plenty.
I'm on a good riddance with him. Just say yeah. I don't even care. Just walk. Say yeah. Don't even want you.
Yeah, maybe we'll go play in China. So
yeah.
Stephon Marbury's still out there.
Still going.
There's no way Steph's still out
No, I don't
there.
think he is.
There's no way.
I think Malik Beasley still is, though.
Well, he might be.
That dude was a walking bucket in college.
Yeah, he's a permanent crumb, James Harden. Permanent
crumb. I would agree. Permanent crumb. Yeah.
Till further notice, which somebody else will creep up in here, especially as football gets closer. But no, it's a positive week per se.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited. Football's right around the corner. College. I mean, I'm sure I could, I'm less than a week to Syracuse having a loss. So great start. I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
Interesting factoid right here.
I think I'm pumped. I'm pumped for college football. I love college football.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for the NFL. Phillies are playing great ball. Eagles look like they're going to be really good. All good things right now.
Yeah. So Eagles fan says Hardhead wants LA or Houston because they're allowed to get butt naked at the strip clubs. So there you go.
That is true.
There you go.
They can. I think they can get fully nude in Philly, but not if they have a bar. That's when you run into the conundrum. Can't pop bottles and have them be fully naked. It's a conundrum.
What are we gonna do with it?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
All right, boys. Great show.
Yes.
Kept it to an hour like we talked about.
Killer.
Great job. Let's go Phillies.
Heck of a job.
Kind of sucks that we don't see like Ohtani pitch and
I was
Trout
hoping he was
play.
going to pitch Wednesday,
and
of course Trout hurt, right?
Yeah, I love how Trout came off the IL for one game and went right back on. hey, Mike, maybe sit it out, huh? Jesus. But it's not a bad thing them coming in all wounded. Maybe sweep them right out of town. That'd be nice.
Moniak, by the way, is going to rake here this week.
Possibility.
Trout had Tiger in town, though. I think recently they were down at the Millville looking at or Vineland looking at the spot where Trout's course is going to go.
Tough life.
Yeah.
Yeah, really difficult. Really difficult. Tough stuff there.
Thanks.
Struggling.
Thanks, boys. Thanks to everybody out there for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you all. We're always brought to you by our doc. Make them yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, locations in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, Brian Wilson, Greg Milakovic. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there listening, we appreciate you. We love you. This has been Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. And make sure you turn your alerts on whatever platform you're watching. We have live shows daily. G-Cob Live starting tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
G-Cob.
Ton of live shows, tons of shows for everybody. Turn your alerts on. Have a great Sunday night. We'll talk to everybody next week. Later.